Chapter 406, The First Fight. It was a sweltering summer day. The sun baked the ground and the air was hot and dry. Jian Wushuang and his teammates had traveled outer area for several days, but they had not encountered any teams from the hostile camp. Lei Dao, who was easily irritable, looked impatient, while the other members were calm. Lei Dao, it's been a long time since we last met. You still haven't changed. Sir Axe cast a slight smile at Lei Dao. I've always been like that, Lei Dao replied with a shrug. Suddenly, boom! A violent roar sounded from a distance, followed by a faint stream of power. What's this? They immediately looked in the direction of the noise. A fierce fight ahead? Sir Axe's eyes lit up. Ha ha, it's time for us to fight. Lei Dao laughed. There were only 2 camps on the entire flaming battlefield. If there was a fierce fight, it must have been initiated by a group from the rival camp. Let's go. Hurry up, Sir Axe hustled the rest along. The group sped up toward the fighting ahead. As they approached, understanding dawned on them. The 2 groups engaged in the raging battle were both strong. However, one side had lost 2 members and seemed to be at a huge disadvantage. This squad began to run in the direction of Jian Wushuang and his teammates. The leader of this squad, a brown-haired man, had been pleasantly surprised when he saw Jian Wushuang's group approach. We're in the same camp. Please do me a favor, the brown-haired man said. Sir Axe looked from the brown-haired man to the squad of Marquis Xianxia. He nodded. Okay. Go. Sir Axe issued his command discreetly. Jian Wushuang, Lei Dao, and the other commanders charged toward the squad of Marquis Xianxia. The brown-haired man turned to rejoin the fight. Hey, this our first fight in flaming battlefield. We have to win. Lei Dao licked his lips. His eyes were eager. Jian Wushuang considered the Marquis Xianxia squad. Their leader was a young man in cyan clothes who radiated evil. When he realized that he could not sense the tokens of the newcomers, his face fell. Damn it! Another squad from Marquis Piaoxue. The young man's eyes were flinty as he gestured to his squad. Leave now. His squad obeyed and retreated. Their squad was not strong enough to fight against more than a squad of 8 people. They did not have the ability to deal with 2 squads. Lei Dao was anxious as the rival squad retreated. He shouted to Jian Wushuang. Swordsman, we're depending on you. Don't let them run away. Lei Dao was unwilling to miss this rare opportunity to fight. Understood. Jian Wushuang nodded imperceptibly. An overwhelming surge of sword essence rose from his body. Invisible waves of sword essence rapidly radiated outwards and covered the entire area. As the Marquis Xianxia squad was close to Jian Wushuang, they immediately felt the effects of his sword realm and were suppressed. What? The Marquis Xianxia experts were astonished as their movement was greatly hampered. It was as though they were stuck in mud. Sir Axe and his comrades were elated. Swordsman, good job, Sir Axe praised Jian Wushuang. They began to hunt down their opponents. Crap. The Marquis Xianxia experts panicked, but they could only try their best to resist the advances of Sir Axe's quad. As they launched counterattacks, they realized that Sword Realm also had an effect of suppressing their strength. What an odd skill this is. The rival squad's leader looked terrified. With the help of Sword Realm, Jian Wushuang and his comrades gained an advantage over their opponents. Furthermore, the overall strength of 2 squads was far superior to that of the Marquis Xianxia squad. They were therefore able to overwhelm the latter with ease. The Marquis Xianxia squad managed to hold out for a while. Then they started losing ground. Run! Run in a different direction. The rival squad's leader looked grave as he cried out. His escape was blocked by Sir Axe and the brown-haired man. Being team leaders, all 3 of them were at the peak of Stage 2 and had 2 origin marks. However, the rival squad leader had to fight 2 leaders while being under the influence of Sword Realm. He faced imminent death. You can't run. Lei Dao sneered, eyes shining with frenzied excitement. Together with his comrades, he continued to pursue the rival experts. The Marquis Xianxia experts were terrified. Under the influence of Sword Realm, they were unable to escape. But right at this moment, ha ha, Sir Axe. You're very lucky. Laughter reverberated through the area. A squad appeared nearby. The Marquis Xianxia experts were in despair. The squad that had just appeared was also from Marquis Piaoxue camp. This squad had previously fought with Jian Wushuang and his teammates. Their leader was Feng Zhu, who had a grudge against Sir Axe. At the sight of Feng Zhu, Sir Axe's face darkened. His team had been on the cusp of winning this fight. They would have shared the battle achievements when their opponents were killed. Now that Feng Zhu had appeared with his squad, it did not bode well for them. Chapter 407. Swordsman's Realm. Feng Zhu, why are you here? Sir Axe asked in an icy tone. Why? I'm here to help you, of course. Feng Zhu sneered. I don't need your help. You'd better leave immediately. Sir Axe snorted. Heh heh. It's not up to you. Feng Zhu laughed. He gestured to his squad. Take action. Feng Zhu and his people rushed toward the squad of Marquis Xianxia. Damn it. Jian Wushuang and his teammates were annoyed by the turn of events. Feng Zhu claimed that he had come to help, but his real intention was to get the battle achievements that would be up for grabs once the Marquis Xianxia squad was vanquished. You want to grab our battle achievements? Jian Wushuang's eyes were cold. His aggression and fury were palpable. His killing intent materialized as an immense blood-colored river. It was road to the underworld. Blood River tumbled and covered the whole area. Gosh! The strength of the Marquis Xianxia experts had already been weakened by Sword Realm. The deterioration in their strength was now exacerbated by Blood River, and they were unable to stabilize their stances. Their strength was suppressed to a new low. The Blood River surged toward Feng Zhu and his people, causing their speed to decrease. What's this? Feng Zhu and his people looked at the Blood River in shock. Hurry up. Go kill the experts of Marquis Xianxia. Jian Wushuang shouted. Okay. Lei Dao and the other commanders started to strike with their best moves. As the Marquis Xianxia experts were greatly weakened, they were unable to withstand the attacks. All of them perished, including their leader, who was killed by Sir Axe. Calm was restored to the area. Feng Zhu and his people looked grave as they fixed their eyes on Jian Wushuang. This man has a powerful skill. That realm he displayed was so powerful. The Blood River slowed the Marquis Xianxia squad so much that they were unable to escape. The realm is too terrifying. It was terrifying indeed. Jian Wushuang's realm technique would make it possible for one squad to defeat an equally skilled squad. The realm technique could also restrict speed of opponents so that they could not run away. Any squad that had such an odd and terrifying technique at their disposal would be a force to reckon with. Feng Zhu was envious of Sir Axe. Feng Zhu, sorry, it looks like you will get nothing from this trip. Sir Axe sneered as he looked at Feng Zhu. Feng Zhu and his squad had been affected by Jian Wushuang's realm technique. They had not been able to attack the Marquis Xianxia experts and therefore could not share the battle achievements. You're lucky to have such brilliant expert. Feng Zhu considered Jian Wushuang. Sir Axe could not help but laugh as he looked at Jian Wushuang with the same appraising look. He recalled Jian Wushuang's words. I have a strong body and won't be easily killed. I've also mastered one realm technique. Jian Wushuang's tone had been casual. Lei Dao had commented that Jian Wushuang's realm technique was formidable and would be of great help to the squad. At that time, Sir Axe had not taken him seriously. Sir Axe now knew that he had a valuable asset. Jian Wushuang's technique was something that every squad desired. Jian Wushuang had fully exerted the effect of the realm technique. Boy, what's your name? Feng Zhu looked at Jian Wushuang and asked. Swordsman, replied Jian Wushuang indifferently. Swordsman? Feng Zhu frowned. Your realm technique is very useful. Would you be interested to join my squad? If you agree, you'll get 30% of all the battle achievements we earn. What do you think? Feng Zhu. Sir Axe voiced his objections. Lei Dao and his teammates looked at Jian Wushuang. Feng Zhu had given Jian Wushuang very attractive terms. However, Jian Wushuang did not hesitate and shook his head. Sorry, I'm not interested. Oh. Feng Zhu frowned. In that case, let me know if you change your mind. Feng Zhu then left with his people. Gentlemen, thanks a lot. See you. The experts who had been attacked by the Marquis Xianxia squad clasped their hands with Jian Wushuang and his teammates. Then they left. All the battle achievements belonged to Jian Wushuang and his teammates. Sir Axe began to distribute the battle achievements to his squad. Allocation was easy. They had killed 8 opponents and received 8 ID tokens which represented 800 battle achievements, so each of them would get 100 battle achievements. But if the treasures were distributed equally, it would be unfair to Jian Wushuang who had contributed the most. Therefore, Sir Axe decided to give Jian Wushuang more treasures. The 8 dead experts had held numerous treasures in their interspatial rings. Jian Wushuang received 30% of the treasures. No one disagreed with it. It was an unspoken agreement that whoever contributed the most in Flaming Battlefield would get the most treasures. Chapter 408. The same ending? Scenes of slaughter were seen throughout Flaming Battlefield. Jian Wushuang and his teammates had been on the battlefield for half a month. A magnificent blood river spread across the vast sky and cast a shadow over the entire area. A squad of Marquis Xianxia experts was mired in the blood river. Being heavily suppressed by the blood river, they were in a state of fright and shock. Ha ha! Kill them all! Sir Axe growled a command and his people charged forward. Helped by the blood river, they had an advantage over their opponents. The Marquis Xianxia squad could not escape as their mobility was curtailed under the influence of the blood river. A ferocious battle ensued, with the 7 experts killed by Jian Wushuang and his comrades. This feels so good. Sir Axe was delighted. He looked over at Jian Wushuang. Swordsman, your realm technique is really awesome. The other commanders shared his sentiments. Over the past half-month, they had encountered 3 squads from Marquis Xianxia. For the first encounter, they had vanquished an enemy squad with the help of realm technique. The second time, they had met a more powerful squad. Fighting had been intense and they had almost lost. Fortunately, the realm technique had enabled them to eventually draw with the hostile squad. The third time, they had slaughtered the enemy squad they encountered. Their success on the battlefield could be attributed to Jian Wushuang's blood river. The powerful technique affected strength and speed, rendering their opponents helpless against their attacks. This made it easy to dispatch their opponents. Sir Axe and the other 6 experts were ecstatic at their battle successes. While they were engaged with slaughtering the third squad, Jian Wushuang and his comrades were unaware that a black-robed woman had appeared on a barren mountain a distance away. Shadow, what's up? An elder with sword-shaped eyebrows looked over. The black-robed woman belonged to a powerful squad. 2 of its 10 members had reached the peak of Stage 2. I left a mark on that magic weapon. Now I can feel it, the black-robed woman said tonelessly. Oh! The elder responded, eyes lighting up. That means that the person I intentionally released has returned to Flaming Battlefield? Yeah, I think so. The black-robed woman nodded. It seems that we'll be getting more battle achievements. The elder smirked. He issued an order to an expert next to him. Tell Wu Hong to bring his squad. Yes. The expert responded and left to deliver the message. Half a day later, a squad of 10 experts arrived. They were led by a savage-looking man with unruly hair. The elder smiled. Wu Hong, my brother, will make a bundle. A bundle? Wu Hong was surprised. Is it the man whom we released? Yes, it's him. The elder nodded with a smile. When I let him go, I guessed that he would return. Just as I expected. This time, I'm sure he must have brought a squad with him. Wu Hong grinned. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go right now. No hurry. Shadow left a mark on them so they can't escape us. We don't need to rush, the elder explained laughingly. You need to exercise caution. It hasn't been peaceful in outer area recently. Many squads disappeared without a trace. They must have been killed by others. Don't follow in their footsteps, Shadow said with a frown. Our 2 squads are strong. Do we need to worry? Moreover, we've done this several times. It'll be easy for us to manage. The elder sneered. The 2 squads, including 3 experts at the peak of Stage 2, set off from the mountain. They headed toward Jian Wushuang and his comrades. Jian Wushuang and his comrades slowly glided through the sky. His comrades were in a celebratory mood as they had gained much over the past half-month. However, Jian Wushuang was ambivalent. He had felt unchallenged during the fights. He had come to the battlefield to test himself against experts at higher levels. In outer area, squads were usually comprised of Stage 2 experts, who posed little threat to him. Jian Wushuang was raring to enter inner area to fight with more powerful experts. As Jian Wushuang was deep in contemplation, 10 black figures appeared on the horizon. Someone is coming. Zhong Feng, who was leading the group, sounded a warning. The others raised their heads to look. They were surprised to see the approaching figures in front of them. Soon, they realized that another 10 figures had appeared behind them. What? The sudden appearance of these people startled the group. Sir Axe stared at the leader of the approaching squad and was shocked when he realized who it was. Zhong Feng and Feng Zi were also dumbstruck. That's them. Sir Axe, Zhong Feng, and Feng Zi recognized the group. Not long ago, before Jian Wushuang had arrived at Flaming Battlefield, their squad had encountered the same people in outer area. Then, they had been surrounded by 20 people, making it impossible for them to escape. 5 of their teammates had been killed, 3 of them were lucky enough to escape. But now, the same people, the same situation. Would the outcome be the same? Chapter 409, Jian Wushuang, Erupt. How can it be possible? Sir Axe, Zhong Feng, and Feng Zi were petrified. There were so many squads in the vast outer area that it was almost impossible for 2 squads to meet twice. However, they had now run into the same people. The situation was exactly the same. It's a trap. These people must have left marks on us or on our treasures. Having fallen for the same trap twice, Sir Axe realized that the rival squad had specifically targeted them. Lei Dao, Shiling, Yang Mo, and Bingyu looked sick with worry. The 2 hostile squads had surrounded them, cutting off all openings for escape. It was difficult for them to escape, but if they had a head-on confrontation, 3 of the 20 opponents were experts at the peak of Stage 2. As for Sir Axe's squad, only Sir Axe himself had the battle strength of the peak of Stage 2. The immense gap in strength between the 2 groups could not be bridged even with Jian Wushuang's realm technique. It's over. Sir Axe involuntarily trembled in fear. Swordsman, Zhong Feng, Feng Zi, Lei Dao, Shiling, Yang Mo, Bingyu, Sir Axe called. There was a hint of despair in his eyes. The 2 squads must have left a mark on me or on one of my treasures. I'm afraid that they deliberately released me after they ambushed my squad the last time. Their intention was to ambush me again. They have 20 experts, including 3 at the peak of Stage 2. We will not be able to fight them, so follow my orders later and find an opportunity to escape. We might yet survive with the help of Swordsman's realm technique. Let's do our best. Sir Axe roared. Bastard, even if I have to die, I'll drag you down with me, Lei Dao said. His eyes were frenzied. Try our best. We won't make it easy for them to kill us. Zhong Feng, Shiling, and the other comrades were resolute. Crazed determination shone in their eyes. Jian Wushuang's eyes narrowed. I have to use my full strength this time. The 2 hostile squads approached. Jian Wushuang and his comrades were besieged by them. The elder with sword-shaped eyebrows looked at his opponents and sneered. I let them go the last time to catch a bigger fish. It's now time to take my hook back. Right, we can't use the same trick again, a fat middle-aged man, an expert at the peak of Stage 2, said. We don't need to show mercy. Let's kill them all. The elder with sword-shaped eyebrows responded in an icy voice. Let's do it. The 2 hostile squads obeyed the elder's order and charged forward. Boom! 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 Strong waves of power propagated through the area and shook the ground. The 20 experts darted toward Jian Wushuang and his comrades from all directions. Most of them had fevered looks in their eyes. Some of the attackers cackled loudly. Swordsman, display your realm. Gentlemen, let's fight, Sir Axe said, barely hiding the desperation in his voice. The battle started. A terrifying sword essence suddenly erupted from the squad of 8 experts. Sir Axe and Lei Dao looked toward its source and saw 2 tremendous sword soul phantoms rise. Each being almost 100 feet tall, the sword soul phantoms towered above them like mountains. Splendid, terrifying sword essence radiated from the 2 sword soul phantoms. 30 feet of sword soul phantom was 3rd grade, while 100 feet of sword soul phantom was considered 1st grade. This meant that there were 2 1st-grade sword souls. It was therefore not surprising that the sword essence was so powerful. Gosh! What's this? Sword soul phantom? Sir Axe, Lei Dao, Shiling, Yang Mo, and other comrades were stunned. The 2 sword soul phantoms were so close to them that they could feel their effects more than the others. Swordsman. Sir Axe looked at the owner of the 2 sword soul phantoms. It was Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang was emotionless as he turned his palm upwards. The triple kill sword appeared in his hand. The power of the 1st-grade magic weapon immediately radiated outwards. This was accompanied by a mighty blood river which swept out and covered the entire area. The 2 hostile squads were trapped in it. The invisible sword realm hung over the blood river. Jian Wushuang had just performed Road to the Underworld and Tenfold Realm. The power from the double 1st-grade sword souls gathered in Jian Wushuang's body. Jian Wushuang had reached his peak strength when he produced the triple kill sword. He stepped forward, crossed in front of his comrades and stood in front of the elder, who had been leading the charge. Jian Wushuang brandished his triple kill sword ruthlessly. The strike was silent and was accompanied by neither sword light nor shadow. Nevertheless, the elder with sword-shaped eyebrows and his squad felt an impending sense of doom. Damn it! The elder had recognized the 2 sword soul phantoms. The blood river also imposed great pressure on them. Jian Wushuang's strike chilled the elder's blood. Quick, let's block him together. The elder with sword-shaped eyebrows shouted. His people started to display their best killing moves. The elder with sword-shaped eyebrows and the fat middle-aged man also exerted their full strength. However, Shua! An invisible wave gave off a faint glow in the dazzling sunshine. It was a streak of sword light, which was almost imperceptible as it flashed across the sky. Chapter 4:10 Solitary Travel. Ah! How is this possible? The Marquis Xianxia experts were hysterical. They looked at Jian Wushuang in fury. They were well aware that the strike had been powerful. This stroke. The elder widened his eyes and murmured. He spat out a mouthful of blood. With the exception of the fat middle-aged man, all his people were terrified. Some had their bodies cleaved into halves, others had their magic weapons smashed, still others had been decapitated or had their organs pulverized. 8 of his people collapsed while he and the fat middle-aged man were seriously injured. It had only been 1 strike. He is in stage 3. The elder with sword-shaped eyebrows thought in a daze. Jian Wushuang's attack was more powerful than that of an ordinary stage 3 expert. Jian Wushuang's realm had suppressed the strength of the elder and his comrades. This had resulted in 8 of them perishing. Stage 3 experts are rare in the vast outer area. How did I run into one? The elder was petrified. Using their special tactics, he and his squad had been relatively successful in hunting the squads of Marquis Piaoxue. Nonetheless, setting a trap was not foolproof. Now, he was encountering a powerful opponent. A stage 3 expert was much stronger than a stage 2 expert. He would be able to take on an entire squad on his own. A stronger stage 3 expert would even be able to slaughter all its members. With double 1st-grade sword soul and realm technique, Jian Wushuang's battle strength could be compared to a more powerful stage 3 expert, so he was able to kill 8 opponents with ease. Whoosh! A lightning bolt flashed across the blood river and appeared in front of the elder and the fat middle-aged man. 2 streaks of sword light slashed out. Aided by the sword soul's power, the sword light pierced the air and headed towards the 2 opponents, who tried to parry the attack. However, they were much weaker than Jian Wushuang. Kai! Kai! The 2 streaks of sword light easily penetrated their bodies. Jian Wushuang had just killed all 10 opponents. The barbarian witnessed Jian Wushuang's massacre of the other squad and immediately beat a hasty retreat with his people. Having dispatched the elder and the fat middle-aged man, Jian Wushuang realized he could not hunt the other squad down as they had disappeared. Calm was restored in the area. Jian Wushuang's comrades had witnessed the events and were in shock. Jian Wushuang withdrew his aura. The two sword soul phantoms and the blood river gradually dissipated. Jian Wushuang walked over to them. Swordsman, you. Sir Axe stared speechlessly at Jian Wushuang. This was an intense battle, and must have aroused the attention of many people. Let's leave now and talk later, Jian Wushuang suggested. Okay. Sir Axe nodded. The squad departed. Half a day later, they stopped at a mountain. Ha ha, Swordsman, you're amazing. Lei Dao, who was on good terms with Jian Wushuang, gave him a big hug. Swordsman. Swordsman. Sir Axe, Shiling, and the other comrades looked at Jian Wushuang in admiration and gratitude. They had been prepared to fight to the death. Unexpectedly, Jian Wushuang had killed all members of the Elder's squad. I should have thought of it. How could an expert who owns realm technique be only at stage 2? Sir Axe exclaimed. Sword Soul Phantom has always been something we aspired to. On the topic of Sword Soul Phantom, the other experts could not hold back their acclaim. The soul strength was powerful but strange. There was a level higher than the 3 ultimate stages of the Saint Realm, the nature-defying level. An expert at nature-defying level was not much weaker than a lord, a Cloud Realm expert. This was because he held the power from the awakening soul. Jian Wushuang had awakened double first-grade sword souls and would be the subject of much envy. You have great battle strength, although you have not condensed any origin marks. When you do so, your strength will increase exponentially. Then, you may become as strong as experts at nature-defying level. If you condense more origin marks, you will catch up with lords, Sir Axe said enviously. Swordsman, you hid your strengths well. Too powerful. The others sighed with emotion. Jian Wushuang smiled faintly, but his expression soon turned grave. Sir Axe, gentlemen, I have to tell you something. Lei Dao, and the others looked at Jian Wushuang. I want to go to inner area alone, Jian Wushuang said. His comrades exchanged looks and laughed. We've all guessed what you want, Sir Axe said with a smile. All experts who possess the battle strength of stage 3 travel alone in flaming battlefield, and most of them will stay in inner area. Only we, experts at stage 2, team up and stay in outer area. Based on your battle strength, you're even stronger than an expert at stage 3. Inner area is the right place for you. Sir Axe and others were not surprised by Jian Wushuang's decision. His realm technique was useful and they were reluctant to let him go. But they knew that someone with his abilities should go to inner area. Outer area was a place for experts at stage 2, it would not challenge Jian Wushuang. Inner area, which was full of the experts at stage 3, was more suitable for Jian Wushuang.